Alright guys, so this video is going to be for those of you that specifically have the GEP RC Naked Hero 8, the one here you see in the video. So if you don't have this particular camera, this is probably not going to be that useful of a video for you. But for those of you that want to get the best possible image out of this camera, I know a lot of you use this for professional work and aren't very happy with the stock ND filter, which is this one here that comes with the camera. It's the ND16, and unfortunately they only offer an ND16 and that's it. No ND8, no ND32. So Camera Butter has come up with a solution to this problem. They have these ND filters for the Hero 8, and actually here's a Hero 8 here with ND filter, one of their ND filters already on here, and it just basically uses like an adhesive to stick onto the glass. I think this will work on the 9 and the 10 as well. But obviously it's not going to work with the naked version because it's a slightly different shape and everything. So you need an adapter, and I'll show you that here. It's 3D printed. So you can obviously buy all this stuff on their store. I'll link everything in the description. They also offer this as an STL you can get off of Thingiverse if you would rather print it yourself. But this is PLA printed, and then their ND filter goes into this adapter. And you do need the ones with the stickies. They actually sell another version that's for naked GoPro, but I think that's for the beta FPV version. So you do need the one with the stickies so that basically it won't fall out, and then you just pull off the stock one here. So I know a lot of you guys have complained about the stock ND filter. I haven't had any problems with it yet, although it's pretty cheap glass. It might even be plastic. I'm not 100% sure. I know that this breaks pretty easily, so there's probably people that are looking for replacements anyway that have broken this. I know that there's some hacks out there, some other solutions you can get for this. There's obviously some third-party ones and actually DIY hacks that you can put together to get the different kind of ND filter on here. But yeah, if you're looking for a solution here, I'd say get this basically the adapter, put the filter in here. And what I'm doing is I actually got 4 of these because I don't want to be trying to take the filter in and out of this adapter piece. I'd rather just pull the whole adapter off like you do with the stock one and swap them out. And they offer ND8, and they have an ND16 and ND32, and they have basically is a shield. Basically it's a clear like a UV glass one. So if you just want to if you're flying indoors, you don't need the ND filter, you just want to protect the stock glass, I would recommend also getting a 4th one for that, so that you can use that for indoor use. Alright, so go ahead and let's install one of these. So they just come in this little case, and there's some wipes on here. There's some plastic that's protecting the filter as well as the adhesive. So it looks like, yeah, the adhesive is on this side, so we'll peel this plastic off. And we'll just put them in the adapter. It should fit perfectly. There shouldn't be any movement or sliding around, and the adhesive will hold the ND filter in here. It should not pop out. Go ahead and take the protective film off, and that's what it should look like installed. And you can see the reason why I'm telling you guys to get 4 adapters for each one of these filters is that it's going to be harder to pull the filter off of here once it's installed, and then you're just going to want to be pulling the plastic adapter piece off of the frame of the camera. That's going to be far easier than trying to pull the filters out of the adapter. And then they just slide on here. It's square, so it shouldn't really matter the orientation. And that's what it looks like. Pretty nice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll install the other filters and show you what they look like. Okay, so I got all of them installed. I got the clear, I got the 8, the 16, and the 32. So you can see slight differences in the darkness between the 16 and 32 and the 8 and the 16. So I'm not going to go over like, you know, what the best settings and all that kind of stuff for a GoPro. If you look up on YouTube, you have to just search Hero 8 best settings with ND filter, and you'll get like thousands of videos on various different settings. But in a nutshell, this is what I do. I generally set mine to 4K 4:3 mode, Pro Tune turned on with the flat color profile. I typically will fly with shutter at auto, but sometimes I'll set it manually. It really depends on the situation, and I'll set my ISO usually between 100 to 400 or 100 to 200. Sometimes I'll let it go up to 800. It just depends on the situation. And then I usually set the white balance to manual, something like 5000K or 5500K. Again, it depends on the situation, and the only way you'll know is by trial and error and through your own experience as to what looks good to you. I typically don't fly with auto white balance because you get a lot of, well, with fluctuating light changes, that kind of thing, and in different situations, you get a really weird image when the white balance shifts on while you're flying around. So those are basically my settings there. And then for which ND filter to use, you want to use the highest ND32 in the most sunny days. So when it's like super bright outside, no clouds. Also for conditions where like maybe in snow, where you're going to allow like a lot of reflection, you know, anything like that, you're going to get basically the white, the highlights are going to get blown out. You want to use as much ND as possible. So go for the ND32. Maybe a normal sunny day, not so much reflection and that kind of thing. ND16 should be sufficient. Maybe a slightly cloudy day or partly cloudy day should be okay too. The ND8 is going to be for like a bright day, but maybe mostly cloudy. And then lower light conditions indoors, you're going to want to go for the clear filter. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, obviously there's the filters, there's the adapters, there's also these additional stickies. These are the little adhesives that go on the glass. They do eventually wear out, but that's only if you use them when you're pulling them on and off like I do here on the Hero 8. I typically pull these on and off between like the different settings, or 16 and 32, etc. And after a while, they do tend to wear out. You can't just wash them with some water because they'll just take the dust off, and that will basically regenerate the stickiness. But after a while, they do tend to wear out, and then you can buy additional ones and put them on there, and you're good to go. But yeah, so if you've had problems with the stock ND16, breakage, that kind of thing, replacement, check these out. Links to all this down in the video description. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.